Pfizer stock, that's on the move this morning, up 4% after the company raised its revenue outlook for the year on strong sales for its COVID-19 vaccine, despite a drop in its third quarter overall revenue. Let's bring in Yahoo Finance's Anjalee Khemlani for more on this. What stuck out to you from the quarter, Anjalee?
Well, obviously, the vaccine still continues to drive growth for the company, raising the outlook for that, the revenues to $34 billion in total. And Paxlovid now also playing a role, even though it was a little bit lower in terms of sales than expected. But the company is still largely relying on its COVID products right now, raising outlook as well for the end of the year based on that. So that's an interesting story for Pfizer, but it seems like analysts are buying the line that the company is putting out about, even though it is facing patent cliffs in the coming years, that they still have a robust enough or at least flexible enough pipeline to be able to give them confidence that the company can grow, including some of those recent acquisitions. So all told, really strong morning for Pfizer.
Yeah, and one other thing I just wanted to mention is the company came out with some new data for its RSV vaccine, and this is one of the things it's been pushing as going to be the next generation of Pfizer, come the next phase of growth. And that data seems to be encouraging, although it's a very competitive field.
It's a competitive field. We've got a lot of big players in it and some of the newer players as well. We know Moderna as well is going after that, especially with that mRNA platform. The results now positive. They're able to, or the early look is positive. They are going to be applying for regulatory approval by the end of the year. And this is really good because that vaccine is basically for mothers, pregnant mothers, and that gives the infant protection after birth. Now, this is important because RSV, as we know, is one of those respiratory viruses that kills up to 150 kids under 5 years each year. So really important vaccine if it does get to the finish line. Probably not in time for this season, but definitely for the next year.
Let's switch gears, talk about Eli Lilly as well. Another company out with its earnings report this morning. This has been one of the bright spots in the market over the course of this year. What do we know about this most recent quarter for Eli Lilly? Shares right now reacting negatively.
Negatively, yes. They have had a little bit of a reduction in their guidance for the year. So that's where some of that is coming from. This is also another interesting story for the company, also having a strong COVID product. Their monoclonal antibody is one of the only ones that still remains a little bit protective against new variants. That's something that's important to look out for. They also have a new diabetes drug, and the sales from that seem to be, and demand from that seems to be strong. So good outlook for Eli Lilly.